Welcome back to Mr. Post Frame. On today's show, the Mad County build is getting some more cabinets. Self-building is a journey, and we couldn't be more excited about finishing off some more spaces in our Barndominium. All right, so we have this baseboard in here. So I'm gonna measure out the depth of the cabinet and I'll mark that and cut it on both sides. So then we can start getting the cabinets in here. Now that I have that out, I'm going to bring that cabinet in and slide it over. And I think I have plenty of room to get that other base cabinet in there. And then I'll just put a filler in here. But dang, kids need to learn to keep their hands off the walls. All right, so before I bring that cabinet in here, I'm going to find the studs and write those measurements down. Like 4, 20, 36. 4, 20, 36. Something to think about too is whether you can actually get a cabinet that big into a room. We had to utilize this bathroom door in order to get it in there. But I think there would have been a slight possibility we could have kind of came in at an angle, but it would have been even tougher and I would have been fixing drywall, I'm sure. I'm gonna just kind of lift up a little bit. I mean, just to get the weight off. So that's in place and it looks pretty good. All right, so that's fitting in there really good. I'm gonna fasten these two face frames together. So I'll probably drill from this side and put 3 screws that go in through this face into there to hold those together nice and tight. I'll get a clamp and then I will just cut 1 filler versus filler on that side and this side. And I'm just using number 8 trim screws. These are self-cutting, you can see, but I always find a drill bit the size of the shaft and just pre-drill them. And I always drill from the side that you're least likely to see the screws. I'm gonna check my reveal there, down there to see how close we are. 1.1 inch, 1.1 inch, just a hair under 1.1 inch. That's gonna work out good. I just put 2 screws there. This thing is not going anywhere. And then I have 2 screws there, 2 right there, 2 up on top. So we're gonna put the doors on this so that they're not just laying around. And then we're gonna go do the kitchenette. All right, so with this cabinet set here, you could measure off down to your water lines. All right, fasten the faces together. So now we can level plumb it, which it's good this way. I'm just gonna stick some shims right back there because it's about perfect sitting on the floor. There's about an 1/8 inch gap there, so I'll just put a shim back so when I screw it in, it doesn't pull the front of the cabinet off the ground. And then once we get that done, we can put our filler right there. So I got my first cabinet secured into a stud. And so what I'm gonna do when you're using these framed cabinets, you wanna measure here and make sure that this gap, either build a spacer or make sure this gap is exactly the same so you're not pinching in. And so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll secure this one, and then I'll measure that. You can see that, I don't know if you can tell, but that is smaller than this out here. So I'll definitely need to kick that in that way. I'll have to look at the plans and see how far from that corner to the edge I need to be. 23 3/8 plus a 3 1/8 filler. All right, so we have this all laid out. This is all fastened. This is where this goes. This 6-inch filler attaches here and extends out. And then this 3-inch filler attaches here and into this filler, and that'll create that inside corner. And then I'll have to cut this down depending on the size of our drink fridge, which I'll have to cut probably 3 or 4 inches off of that. All right, put 3 screws in, one top, middle, and bottom. So you can see these are the blocks I cut, so I'll screw this into the girts that are in the wall. Same in the back there. Screw that one in, and then I'll attach this panel to there, and then that will be good and solid. All right, so I'm just gonna use some trim screws. Nobody's ever gonna see any of these, so you could really use whatever you want. You might see a little of the blue in there. It'll fit in the front one. It's not fit right there. So we have that back corner to rest countertop on. Since that's a dead space, we have this little space to block in, and there will be some toe kick molding that will come across here. I'm gonna hook across, and I'm gonna measure to right here, 6 1/16 by 4 15/16. I'm gonna write that down. So I measured from there to there, but I need to get this part back, so I need to add 1.5 inches. Same thing over here. If I cut it right here, this is gonna be flush with the cabinet, and this is gonna stick out, so I need to add 1.5 inches here to kick it back over there. And then I'll take these drop-offs, flip it around, screw them in here, that way I have something to screw into the cabinet. W for the win. There's a high probability that I could have screwed this up. All right, that is going to be a problem. So in order for me to center these cabinets, I need a 2 7/8 filler over here and a 2 7/8 filler over here. In order to make that box work, I would have to move 1.5 inches that way. So I'd end up with a 4.5 and a 1.5.
Do it right? What did you do right?
The box is where it needs to be. I calculated all of that right, but after that, I'm gonna need to measure off the edge of the filler, not the edge of the cabinet. I forgot to put the filler on the cabinet before measuring. I can do one of two things. I can cut a new hole in the cabinet, which these are painted on the inside, so I'm not doing that. Or I can move that electrical box over 2 7/8 inches. Oh, I gotta get it screwed up there, which might be somewhat problematic here. Well, I wish I had that stool that was right behind me. Need an extra set of hands. You can see my screws, but I do have touch-up paint that I'll cover those, and there's gonna be a bunch of shelves in there. right, I'm starting to work on my crown molding. This is the starter. So this will get attached to the top of the cabinets. My extension will slide in and get nailed into that. And then my crown molding will get nailed into this up to the ceiling. So there is like a 1-inch drop from the frame to the top of the cabinet. I ripped 2x4 to 1 inch. Gonna nail this to that, cut out where the box of the cabinets are. So I have it up there. As you can see, I'm marking right there, so I can put that 1-inch piece under there. Now, I just want to screw that up. So I think I'm just gonna put it in the middle, and then I'm gonna have to use a right angle screw gun to screw this down into the side of the cabinets to hold that in place. All right, so I got this fastened on here, and I fastened the edge so it was flush with this. That way when I put this up there, this board, if I pull it to the front of the cabinet, it will be exactly where it needs to be. Holds that exactly where I need it to be. So now I will screw it down into these. I'm gonna have to use like a right angle drill because I only have like 5 inches or 4 inches here. I spent the last half hour looking for this thing. You can see, can't get a drill up there. Hook that in, put your bit in there, get into some really, really tight spots. What do they say? Measure twice, cut once. 71 9/16. 71 half 9/16. The 10-inch saw has a giant capacity because of that sliding mechanism right there. So it cuts as much as a 12-inch. All right, I'm all about being honest. God saved me there because I really wasn't paying attention where these grooves were, and luckily they were on the right side. Always double check if you have grooves that they're where they need to be before you cut. Amazing technology and the advancements they make on tools almost every year. So now I'm going to measure, cut my crown molding, and that'll come down somewhere in here and go up to the ceiling. There we go. There you go. So on this one, I just fastened them from the bottom, paint those blue. All these cabinets come with a touch-up kit, so it'll be easy to hide those. Next piece cut, so you can kind of see how that goes in there. Now I got to get that straight up and down, but you see that fits right in that groove. So then I'll nail it through here. That gives you a good idea what it looks like. So that's that little block that I made. Alright guys, here's my crown molding. I gotta cut a 45. If you look at your saw, you cut crown molding laying flat. So if it's laying flat like that, if I want to measure my piece right from left, point I want it to 45s on this end, I'm gonna measure on the front side. But if you look right here, you set this at 31.6, there's always gonna be that setting on there because of this. Set that to 30 degrees right there. That's what I'm gonna do. So that looks good. So go like that. I mean, that looks pretty darn good. All right, I got the crown molding installed. Have to fill all the nail holes, touch up paint. The last step is to put the kick plate on, so we'll get that done, and then this will be a wrap. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap on part 1 of a 2-part cabinet install series. Part 2, we're going to cover all of the details. So door installation, adjusting those, countertop, sink installation, faucet installation, and I'm adding under cabinet lighting and lighting inside the cabinet. So I'll show you how I do that, what switch I use. So be sure to come back and check that out. As always, we appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, and don't stop dreaming.